Good evening and welcome to the FBL Community Sprint Race live from Circuit Zandvoort in the Netherlands. I am James Parfitt and I'll be guiding you through all the action this evening. As always, tonight we are live on the FBL Community YouTube channel and using iRacing, the world's premier simulator. So the track length tonight, 4.25 kilometers in length, and bodes all of 14 turns this evening as these guys in the Radical battle its way around tonight. Is going to be an absolutely epic race. Welcome if you are here in chat. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Cannot wait for this race. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Setting the rolling hills just outside of Zandvoort in the Netherlands. This is the Circuit Park Zandvoort tonight. And as I say, we got 14 corners. Corners as in turn 11, which is the Audi S Bock, and then we got Galakbok, Hunsung of turn 5 as well, and lots of other fancy names that I will not try to pronounce because I will end up trying to butcher them. But the weather today is 22 degrees centigrade on track currently at the moment, and we've got a bit of a short field tonight. Not as many cars as we normally have, unfortunately. We may get a couple more join us right before the end of practice, but currently we've only got 11 cars on track. So there you go. So what we will do is bring you up the current championship standings as it currently sits at this moment in time. So the championship is Dennis Kiriakopoulos is in first place. Ola Brown, who is not here this evening, is in second. John McHutchinson, another casualty of tonight, is not also here this evening. Eric Hanoi is in fourth on 117. Marco Tolman in fifth on 173. Paul Valesco on 145. He's tied with Paul Crab, who unfortunately is not here tonight either. Evening, Joachim. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, tied with Rays Peasley on 145. Andrew Horswood on 134. Mike Bousson on 127. David Walters on 123. Nia Gluskic on 122. He's tied currently with Stefan Sheen. Piotr Mizurik is there on 112. Alex Rogerbach on 106. Alphonse Ruiz on 101. Anders Liliorde, he is currently there as well. He is on 91 points. David Roddeston on 90. Ivan Bramer 89. Sandra Cabela 85. Damien G's on 79. Rob Williams down on 74 points. Hugh Simpkins is on 73. Maren Griegic is on 67. Mark Edmonds on 61. Glenn Andre Christensen is on 57. Miles Owens on 55, Scott Lear on 45, and David Wilkinson on 41. And Martin Spoick is around out our top 30, is currently on 32 points. I hope you're all having a fabulous Friday. Mine has been very hot today, I'm not going to lie. It's been rather toasty here in the UK. And yeah, it's not been a good one. But the weather today, as you can see, track temperature of 23 degrees, temperature outside 22, and it's partly cloudy. Current time is 21:25 local time in the evening, so we may see some dark racing, so that should be a good one. So there you go, that is all you're up to date with your track temps. We have come into about 6 minutes remain, just under 6 remaining, over 6 minutes remaining of qualifying. Of practice, sorry, but they are all again on the 14x limit before they get a drive through. And also as well, they have been told this week that 6 laps maximum, so 1 out lap and 5 fly-in laps. That is as much as they're going to be able to do tonight, after a couple of them did a little bit more extra the other week. So hopefully we will only see the laps that we've got, the 6 laps that they've been allowed to do. As we see here with Rob Williams, he's currently out on circuit in 9th on the board at the moment, currently on a 132.09. Before we go into that qualifying session, as I say, they have only got 6 laps, so hopefully they will stick to it. But currently on pole, and fastest man on the track is this man, Dennis Kiriakopoulos. He's got a 130.17 or 130.16, but he has just gone quicker He's just done a 1:30.582. So the times are going to be there or thereabouts tonight, and it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers get on with this tricky circuit. Okay, so if you are here, guys, for the first time, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bells for all the notifications, and don't forget your thumbs up. So the schedule is, we've got Zandvoort here tonight, and then next week is Road America, and then we finish on the 1st of July at Interlagos, which will be the last one of the sprint series. So only a couple of rounds left to go. This is round 8. We've got round 9 and round 10. And then we finish at Interlagos, which will be the final round of the series. Already 10 weeks have gone by. And this man, Dennis Kiriakopoulos, currently leads the standings. We've got no Ola Bratton tonight, unfortunately for him. So he's got his working away. John McHutchison has also forgot that he is away and is unable to make it this week as well. And no Paul Crabb, so no Paul Crabb either. So it's going to be a very interesting one to see what these guys can do on this race circuit, because it is a tricky track, guys. I have driven here myself, so yeah, it's definitely a tricky one this evening, and these guys are going to have to have a good old go tonight, I think, as we've got somebody on Nia Gluskic has just joined, so that gives us 12 cars on circuit. So there you go. Damien G is currently just put a message in chat that he is running late. So unfortunately, don't know if he's going to be able to make it this evening. So that's a bit of a shame for Damien G. But, you know, we should still be okay. 12 cars, 12 good racers for a 30-minute sprint race. We have dropped off a little bit, but hopefully that will hopefully resolve itself. And we'll get everybody back on track next week, ready for round 9, which will be taking place from Road America. Now, Road America is an absolutely epic circuit. I do like Road America, I've got to be honest. But between the ones between Road America and Interlagos, I think I would definitely pick Interlagos. I do think Interlagos is rather the better circuit, shall we say, as well. So yeah, stay tuned for that. As I say, turn on the bells for notifications when we go live, and you will see every time we pop up on YouTube. Don't forget, we've got the REC next week as well, which is the Radical Endurance Series. So that will be taking place as well. So keep, as I say, up to date. And that will be also from, where are we? We're on June 26th, so that's also going to be from Road America. So, Colin Wynn, evening, chaps. Why are you not racing? Oh, no, sprint race. You don't do sprint race, do you, Colin? I forgot. So we'll see you next week there as well for Road America. That should be an interesting one for the 90-minute endurance series. So, yeah, keep tuned, guys. As I say, stay tuned. Keep on the bells, and don't forget to pick up all the notifications of when we go live, because there has been some epic racing across the season this season. Now, let's have a debate. I do love to start a broadcast with a good old debate, right? Now, my week, so this week, has been a week in the SR10, okay? And I have to be honest, my week in the SR10 has not been going well. I've had more luck in the GT3, the new Merc, than I have in the Radical. Now, anybody that knows me will know that, I completely forgot, Colin, sorry about that. Anybody would know me that knows me well is I do love the Radical, right? I do love the Radical. So I go into a GT3 and I gain I rating and I gain SR. I jump into the Radical and it does weird and wonderful things on me, and I end up losing the IR and losing the SR that I gained in the last one. So I kind of put a simple message in chat the other day, and the SR10 is awesome. Stop right there. It's not. It drives me insane. The fact that it's got, okay, let's clarify this with this lovely SR10. The fact that I can't change down without it being below 5,500 revs drives me insane, because I use a lot of engine braking when I brake, okay? And as I said, I think, Colin, you responded with just a smiley face in Discord, that when I touch the brake, nothing happens. When I push the brake, I end up spinning the back end. And regardless of where I put the Mateus, James is the big winner today. Fantastic job making the broadcast come 100% to life. Thank you very much. But we're going to have to, I've got to get this out of my skin. I'll tell you why. Because it drives me crazy. The car is it's so unpredictable that it just, I know it saves the engine blowing up, Colin, but it's just, when do we ever blow the engine up? I've never blown the engine up in an SR8, right? I can count on one hand how many times that engine has gone pop. Do you know what I mean? On me. And it's very, very rare. But the SR10, I just can't engine brake and it don't slow down. And then when I touch the brake, nothing happens. When I push the brake hard, the back end spins. And no matter what I do with the brake balance, it still don't work. And it drives me crazy. And I just put one simple message in the FBL Community Discord that just says, "Duff this car." That's it. It drives me insane. The car literally physically drives me insane. It's just, I don't know. I just can't get to grips. Going up the hill at Road Atlanta as well, and it just doesn't want to stop. And then when I trickle in, I'm too slow. And then all sorts of weird and wonderful things happen to it, and it just stresses me out, and I can't cope with it. And I just get so emotional. Bring back the SR8. Give me the SR8 any day of the week. I tell you that much. Give me the SR8. No, Colin, you're on a minority. Please stop. I believe also as well, Marco Tolman is not loving the car either. So Marco also backed me up and was like, no, can't deal with this. It was like, this car is driving me physically insane. The damage model was great. I don't know. It's not that. It's just when you touch the brake on the SR8 or when you push the brake, it slows down. With the SR10, because I can't shift as I brake, because I've got to wait for it to get below revs, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't stop. It doesn't brake, and I end up putting it in the wall or the barrier or the grass or somebody's rear end. And as I say, the SR and I are again in the GT3s where, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not the fastest, but I'm going around in 137s in Hockenheim. I end up losing it in the Radical. So, you know, I don't know. I can't, I just can't get used to it. It's just physically driving me insane. I've got to be honest. You know what I mean? I love the Rads. You know that, right? I love the Rads. But I'm not loving that SR10 at the moment. I've got to be honest. And, yeah. Not too sure if it's going to be one of my favourite cars or if it's not. It's just, you know what I mean? Right. I'm glad you said that, right? Just change your braking and gear changing slightly, right? I get that. Okay. But I just can't get it up the hill. Up the hill in Road Atlanta, where it goes up the hill, goes, is that Road America? No, Road America is the Marine Straight. Yeah, so that's the long one. No. Yeah, so Road Atlanta. You go around turn one, you go up the hill, you hit the brake, I'm trying to change, nothing's happening, I can't stop the car, I'm pressing the pedal harder and I spin out. And it's just no, just can't do it. Right, we have, anyway, now enough of my depressing. Me being all like, no, I don't love this car. Do you know what I mean? So we'll wait for cars to appear. The SR8 is awesome, yes it is. Much prefer the SR8 than the SR10, I've got to be honest. As we go round the circuit with Paul Valesco here as well. We're going to wait for cars to appear on circuit, ready for us to see what they are and see how they get on as we go into qualifying. And 6 laps, don't forget, that's all the guys have got as well. They have got precisely 6 laps to do this, and that's it. So we've got Mike Bousson currently going across the line on a 1:31.39. He's currently on pole position, is Mike Bousson there as well. So good old Mike sets the scene on a 1:31.39. Marco Tolman goes across the line at 1:31.68. Valesco on a 1:32.05. Gluskick on a 1:32.74. And Christiansen on a 1:30.07. So, yeah, be prepared. It's going to be an absolute epic race. Show it some love, James. I can't, Colin. I just can't. I'm sorry. Go, Mike Boyson. Go, Rollo. Dave Rolliston is not set a time as of yet. And I want you to have a word with this young gentleman anyway. Where's his Moving Matters livery? Where is his Moving Matters livery gone? What's happened? to his Moving Matters livery. So if you can let me know what's happened there, that would be much appreciative. Because, yeah, he's not in it. So, yeah. But Mike Buson is in his famous livery on a 131.39 they've rounded it up to, but it's actually a 131.38. So we'll have to see there. Mike's on 1.5 laps. Marco Tolman is set purple sector times. There he is. Purple, purple, green and purple for him as he's coming on track currently round the last corner. So we're going to have to see how this materialises for Marco Tolman as he comes round the last corner, puts his foot down in the car. In 5th gear, goes up to 6th and he goes across the line. It's got to be quicker, surely. Marco Tolman on pole on a 131.02. Going into turn 1 now in the 2nd gear. We'll stay on board with Marco as we go round this circuit holder. Going up now around turn 2. Little kink and then round 3 we go. Paul Velasco's just gone purple in sector 1, so this is going to be an interesting one. But we're going to run this far sector right-hander and then we're going to go left. And then we're going to go right again. Drop up over the hill we go. Drop down through the gears. 4th gear for Marco Tolman there as he goes round turn 7 and a short, sharp sprint up into turn 8. The right-hander there to try and carry as much speed as physically possible. And then round the tricky turn 9. Almost back on yourself before we go into 10 again here. 2nd gear. Round we go. Mike Buson is green, green and purple. So we may try and pick up the end of Mike's lap to see how he's going there as he's going in to 11, around 12. You can see it there, slightly banked corner before we head down into turn 13. We're going to look at carrying as much speed as we can. Can take a little bit more curb than that on the inside if you really want to be brave with this car as it goes around now down the start finish straight. What is Mike Buson done as he goes across the line? Has he taken pole position away from Marco Tolman? Marco on a 131.02. Mike on a 130.62. Tolman on a 130.74. So Marco Tolman and Mike Buson swapping pole position laps. But yeah, David Rolliston's livery is red and white. Colin, red and white. Get hold of him and say, excuse me, what is going on with your livery, young sir? Because at the end of the day, it's, you know, I thought he was going to be in the Moving Matters one. Thought he was going to be in the Moving Matters one there as well. So we do only have 12 cars on track currently, which is a little bit of a low one. But we are reaching that back end of the season where it starts dropping off a little bit before we'll go back into the REC again in 2 weeks' time at Road America. So there you go. But we'll keep an eye on the times here as well. So Buson's on 3.5, Tolman 3.5, Velasco on 3.5 laps. Stephen Sheen is currently the line. No, and there's Liliode on 0.39 of a lap there. I'll message him. Yeah, you do that, Cole, because he ain't got his livery on. Not happy. Anders Liliode from Team Vikings is on the lowest at the moment. He's done 0 laps. So we'll just have to see how he gets on. It's currently on his out lap. Buson's done the most on 3, coming to the end of 3, nearly on 4. And then Marco Tolman is next. Dennis Kiriakopoulos is another one that's only got 2 laps under his belt at the moment. Stephen Sheen has done 1. Rob Williams hasn't left the pits as of yet, so he hasn't got any car. Only 12. Shall I jump in the rig? I don't know if it's too late now, mate. I don't know if you can join before quali, can you? Or is it before quali ends? I can never remember which way round it is. Stephen Sheen has only gone and popped it on pole. Only gone and popped it on pole on a 130.46. Stephen Sheen from Team Vikings doing the business tonight. And that was only his 2nd lap, coming towards the end of his 2nd lap. So Stephen Sheen there doing a 130.46. So go Stefan Sheen. But Dennis Kiriakopoulos is another one that is green, purple, green, purple, green as he goes around the final corner now, coming around turn 14. They have got names, guys. They are weird and wonderful names. And unfortunately, I wouldn't want to butcher the pronunciation However, you know, some of them are very interesting as well. But Dennis Kyrgios pops it on pole. First man under the 130s on a 129.94 for Dennis Kyrgios. I think it's before quali ends, but on the gin. Oh dear. No, we don't promote that. We had that last time actually at Brands, and somebody pulled over. I think it was Lee Green. Was just like, no, had too many ciders. So Dennis Kyrgios is gone pole on a 129.94. Anders Lilliorde, another one coming around on the circuit as well. As you can see from his sector times, he'll be starting his flying lap very shortly. Wow, cracking lap by Dennis. Yeah, he does. Do you know what? For a man who drives in socks and on a G29, he does a stellar job. I tell you, this man, if you imagine him with a Fanatec steering wheel, he would just be absolutely lightning. But we've got just under 5 minutes remaining, guys, as well. We are following Anders Lilliorde currently at the moment. So most people have gone in the pits. Busson, Tolman, Velasco, Christensen, Gluskick and Rolliston are all in the pits at the moment there. Anders Lilliorde currently in 10th place without a time on the board. I am not at home, and then there are all those 3 points on the table. Yes, there's only 12 drivers currently in the race session, Sandro. I know Ola Bratton is not here. Paul Crabb, John McHutchinson. I drive in socks, but not on a G29. Yeah, I know. Dennis is on a G29. Absolutely incredible. I've been mixing between socks and bare feet at the moment, and honestly, I'm finding bare feet a lot more comfortable than socks, I've got to be honest. So, there you go. Anders Lilliorde is coming round into turn 11. The Audi S before he sweeps around the banks of 12. Not as high a banking here than you see on TV. I think that's the thing with this circuit. It needs a rescan, I think, to get that banking right, because that banking looks a little bit under camber compared to what it normally is. But let's see what Anders Lilliorde does as he goes across the line now. What is his time? Oh, only a 131.67. Eric Hanoi on track goes into 5th on a 130.79. Alex Roggenbuck currently hasn't got a time on the board. There is Alex there. But Dennis Kyrgios is on another flyer, tucked behind Alex Roggenbuck as these guys head down into turn 13. The right hand out there. Hi, James. Horrible day to be at work. Love this track. Oh, mate. Sad times, as we see Alex Roggenbuck there taking a very diverse way of getting out of the way. Oh, what's Dennis going to do? Oh, he's not going to finish off the lap. There you go. Anders Lilliorde has gone green again in sector 1, 2 and 3, and he's got 2 minutes 47 seconds remaining. So let's see how Lilliorde does here now as we are racing down into turn 11. Little kink to the left-hander, there it is. And then we're going to be on the brakes. We'll jump on board and finish off the lap with him there. On the gas we go, coming round down into turn 13. Slight touchdown into third. He could take a lot more in a curb than that, young sir. Takes a lot of the exit curb, but misses most of the inside as he heads down the start-finish straight. What is Anders Lilliorde do? He's yellow in sector 5. Yellow in sector 6. 130.95. He broke the 131s, but still not as good as he can. Ola, I know it's a horrible day to be at work. What can you do, mate? We've got to pay the bills. You know what I mean? Horrible day, but you've got to pay the bills. So you can sit back and enjoy the next 30 minutes of sprint racing. That would be absolutely incredible. Hopefully there'll be no singing this week either, so that would be ideal. As, you know, don't want to get any more cats in my garden than I had the other week. But, hey, what more can we do? Lilliorde taking around turn 7 before he goes on the short, sharp sprint up into 8. Right-hander again. He could be a lot quicker around that corner. I'm being very judgmental for a man who spends more time in the booth than I do in the car. That's probably why I'm not getting on with the SR10. As he goes round now. Round 10 on the rundown into 11. There is a slight little kink in the middle. Is it not take your week to work day? Round 11 we go. It's got to be on that gas a lot earlier around that corner. No singing. No, not tonight, mate. Not tonight. Not tonight, my dear fair maiden. So, no singing this evening from me there. He hasn't really, let's be honest, that's the last thing you want to hear, isn't it? Let's not put it out, it's like, you know what I mean? Anders Liliode goes in to second place on a 1:30.22. 1:30.22. Absolutely incredible from Anders Liliode. I thought it was could be a little bit quicker, but clearly, what do I know? Liliode there going into second place. Eric Hanoi is sitting in third currently as well. He's stopped on track. So both men have called it a day as we come to, that's the end of qualifying. So we'll just wait for the results to come through. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Let me know your plans for this absolutely scorching weekend that I believe is on course for us here in the UK. Yeah, it was definitely a hot one today. So it was really quite hot and horrible, I've got to be honest. It was not the best day today. Muggy, sweaty. Anybody in the UK will know. Colin, I'm sure you were there as well. You know, it was, yeah, not a good day. But there you go. What more can we do? Hopefully, I don't see. This is the thing with being British, right? We moan when it's hot, we moan when it's cold, and we moan when it's snowing. So there really is no pleasing us in general, is there? Let's be honest. I'm not going to say I'm going to moan when it was hot, but it was a little bit hot today, and yeah, it just wasn't comfortable. As I'm there trying to do PE with the children at the school I work with, it was just like, oh, not good. But I hope you're all having a wonderful day and hope you do all have a wonderful weekend as well. And get some time to yourselves if you can. Everybody needs a good old time to themselves once in a while. So you get some time to yourself. Sit back and chill out as well, because you've got to really sort of, you need a little bit of mean time. Do you know what I mean? Me time. Yeah, that's what you need. And if you haven't got me time, then you haven't got a lot going on. So get some me time. You need some me time. I'm just going to change the spelling of a word there. I just completely got this funny feeling I've just misspelt a word. But don't tell anyone because nobody noticed. So there you go. Nope. There you go, spelling mistake corrected. Right, we are coming at the end of quali right about now as well, so we'll just wait for them to come up and go from there. Oh, indeed, great for playing tennis, and I never know it moan when it snows. No, I do love a good old snow. Love snow. Welcome to Wellbeing by James. Yes, what more could you ask for? Well-being is very important in today's world, Colin, with the rising of everything, literally everything where we live, and us here as well. And I won't get political, but anyway, enough of that. Can't do that. It would be insane, but you definitely need to get some time for yourself. Right, quali time. The results from qualification have come up at the moment. So let's show you the grid. Dennis Kiriakopoulos in first place. Anders Liliode in second. Eric Hanoi in third. Stefan Sheen in fourth. Mike Buson in fifth. Marco Tolman sixth. Paul Valesco seventh. Glenn Andre Christensen in eighth. Nia Gluskick ninth. David Rolliston in 10th. Alex Roggebuck in 11th. And Rob Williams down in 12th. Place. FBL, more than just radical, folks. Hey, we gotta, you gotta get it right, Cole. Because if you don't, at the end of the day, it's important. You got to find the balance, right? But you do need more me time. Right, Dennis. I'm just waiting for Dennis Kiriakopoulos and Mike Buson. I presume they would have run off to get a drink. So hopefully they'll be back very shortly. As we got about a minute remaining. Mike is on track. And there is Dennis. So it only mean one thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And we are green in Zandvoort. Dennis did not get a good start. As he comes up, Stefan Sheen gets an absolute flyer. There's going to be contact. Stefan Sheen and Anders Liliode. Stefan Sheen gets into second place as we head round turn 1. Now heading down into turn 2. Before we go round the hairpin of 3. Currently at the moment your leader is Dennis Kiriakopoulos. Sheen in second, Liliode third, Hanoi in 4th. Busan down in 5th place. Marco Tolman in 6th there. Paul Velasco is in 7th. There he is. Nia Gluskic in 8th. Glenn Christensen in 9th. David Rolliston in 10th. Rob Williams down in 11th place. And Alex Rogerbuck down in 13th. But still up front is this man, Kiriakopoulos, as we go 29 minutes remaining here on the opening lap of Zandvoort. Here for round 8 of the RSC 2022. Live on the FBL YouTube channel. Dennis Kiriakopoulos has got opened up a literally 0.66 second of a gap. The field are still very close together. Oh, Dennis goes in deep. Goes in deep there as well, but it's Anders Liliorde coming down the order. He's gone round. Anders Liliorde has gone round and painfully sat and waited all the way to the back of the field. Did this have anything to do with Dennis's spin in front of him as we go round now, dropping down? No! He just got too close to Stefan Sheen. Had to dab the brakes as hard as possible. And unfortunately, that's put him down in 12th place now for him. And it's going to be a tough fight from there as he's got about... There is currently 10 seconds between him and the back end of the field. But Dennis is running away with it here at Zandvoort. Currently on lap 2, 28 minutes remaining as they head round turn 4 and 5 as they're sweeping through. Let's jump on board with 11th place man Rob Williams and see how he handles this tricky section here of the Zandvoort track. He goes 5th, he's up into 6th. He's got to drop it down into 4th, and away he goes. There is David Rolliston in front of us currently at the moment. The gap is currently 1.86 and it's opening as well. And Robert here on circuit currently get a little bit of a wriggle on there, Mr. Williams, as he's in 10th place at the moment. Kiriakopoulos is still in 1st place on track here on lap 2 of Zandvoort. So there you go. When will James the Legend grid? Oof. It's not the gridding, Mateus. It's the gridding and commentating I cannot do. But that would definitely be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Gridding and commentating at the same time. Mike and Rollo is down in 9th. There he is. 1.4 second back from Glenn Andre Christensen in front of him. Glenn from Team Slow Mo there. Paul Velasco has got Niad Gluskic climbing up behind him. There is Niad there. There is Christensen tucked up behind him as we're going down into the tricky turn 1. The racing I can do, Colin knows this, right? I can do the racing, you know. The consistency, not so much. But the racing I'm down with, you know, can get there. As we see here as well, Gluskic under pressure from Christensen as they go up into the current section of the circuit, round turn 4 and 5. As we can see here on board with Christensen, what it looks like being up behind the Team Muddy car of Niad Gluskic here coming round into turn 8, currently on track. So let's see how he does. Currently sat in 8th position, absolutely flying along. Gainers here, Stephen Sheen made up 2 already by the time we got onto lap 3. Busan up 1, Tolman 1, Velasco 1, Gluskic 2. Christian still in the same position. Rolliston up 1, Rob Williams up 2. And as you can see, Rogerbuck same position. Liliorde down 10 places. Support Anders Liliorde there is all the way down the back of the field. He has closed up a little bit, but not by much. The gap on the back end is 7 seconds. So he's pulled out 3 already. So good old Anders Liliorde should be getting up into the mix fairly shortly here. Stephen Sheen here on track currently as well. Eric Hanoi right behind him. Dennis Kiriakopoulos just does the... Oh no, Hanoi just does the fastest lap of the race on a 1:30.628. So there you go as it's going round now, turn 2. There you go, and dropping down into turn 3. Colin there. See, James Cameron, I do race. Normally, currently, you'll see me in a GT3 Mercedes shooting round Hockenheimring in the dark. Now that's fun, I've got to be honest. But here is the Hanoi battle there with Busan. There is Mike Busan behind him as he's going around, dropping down into turn 8. on this track. Slight kink to the right, to the left, and then we take the right hand out, and then we go right again around turn 9. And that leads us down into 10 here at Zandvoort, guys. Gaps are not really closing. The drivers are kind of all settled in at the moment. Kyriakopoulos is out over a second out in front at the moment. He's just gone down the bottom of the screen. Valesco is there as well. Valesco is dropping Gluskick by 1.28 currently at the moment. And there is Glenn Christian from Team Slowlo. Slowlo? That's because I was reading. Oh, he's got in deep. Christensen has gone in deep at turn 12 and has dropped him back out a little bit. He lost 2/10 of a second there. Now back out to 0.8 on Gluskick in front of him at the moment. Then we've got Rolliston there driving his own race, 2.7 seconds back from the car in front, but he's 1.3 seconds ahead of this man, Rob Williams, in his brightly purple hero livery. And then we've got Alex Roggenbach, and there in the background though is Liliorde. He's made up now. He's got the gap down to 4 seconds as Liliorde to Alex Roggenbach. So that goes to show how much he is actually flying. But there is Stefan Sheen. He's got Eric Hanoi 0.48 seconds back as these guys drop up over the hill and then down into turn 7. The right-hander. Short, sharp sprint up into 8. There you go. On the gas we go. You can see from Eric Hanoi's perspective what he is looking at here behind Sheen. Oh, Sheen gets a squirrel on. That's going to allow Hanoi to try and come around the outside line. Ooh, Hanoi's got to get on the gas. He's got to get on that gas to try and stay with these guys. He doesn't want to look like he's going to be losing time, because that's his worst possible moment there if he loses time. Is Eric's dog sitting next to him? I have no idea. I have no idea. But at least it's not like an event I did recently as well, where the dog actually jumped on the driver of the car as he was going into a break. So Sheen got a bit out of shape there as well. Where's Hanoi going to go? He's not going to go anywhere. I thought he would have looked at taking the outside line round Stefan Sheen as they come down into turn 1 now. Hanoi is right up behind. You can see it there. He pulls out. Is he going to send it? He looks like he sent it up the inside. Oh, did he? No. I thought he would have got that done. He had so much more room on the inside there. Stefan Sheen left him a chunk of room. And yeah, I'm not quite sure why Hanoi didn't seize that opportunity, to be honest, because the door was open and it was his to go through. And visually, he's looking quicker than Sheen, but all the time these guys are not fighting. Kyriakopoulos is now cleared off down the road. He's about 1.2 seconds down the road currently at the moment, as they got 20 minutes remaining. I'm surprised he didn't take that gap. Oh, I don't know, Cole, I don't know. He looked a lot closer there, but all the while, Buson is, yeah, Eric, that's what I'm thinking. It's looking like Eric Hanoi is holding back. The problem with holding back is he's looking at, got Mike Buson tucked up right behind him, as these guys rush down into turn 11. But this is the thing. Sheen is hard to outbreak, you reckon? Maybe, but at the end of the day, Hanoi here has got to be looking at seizing the opportunity as he goes round turn 13 and around turn 14. He's going to have Buson now climbing all over him. So what can Hanoi do? Is he going to try and use Sheen in front to close up? But here comes Buson behind him currently at the moment. Buson pulls out, and where Eric has not... Oh, I thought Buson would have gone as well. Hanoi needs to make a decision. He's stuck at the moment with 20 minutes remaining. He even needs to really, really get hold of Sheen and try and push that gap, because all the while he's getting closed down by Mike Buson, by Tolman. The gap's come down now from Tolman currently to Sheen. It's literally less, just over 1.5 to nearly 2 seconds, but the gap is coming down. And there is Buson there. There is Hanoi. And there is Sheen here at the front. A long way to go yet. There's only 20 minutes. That's about as long as it takes me to eat my dinner, or for me to stand an episode of Love Island. And then I'm off after that. I can't deal with any more after that. Alex Roggenbach does look like he has parked it up for the evening. Let's have a look at the Liliorde pass of Alex Roggenbach. Does he just call it a day? goes round. That's the other way round. I want this one. Where is Roggenbuck on this overtake? This is Liliorde there. There's been nothing showing up that he's gone off track. It looks like Alex just parks it and exit is the session, unfortunately. So we are down to 11 cars. Here is the battle. Look at this. Hanoi, Sheen and Buson as the guys are rushing around turn 3 now. This is where Hanoi's got to be careful because Buson is not afraid to send this car up the inside if he needs to. If he feels Hanoi's holding him up, you can guarantee Buson is coming through. So Hanoi's got to make a decision. Either push Sheen now and try and clear off away from Buson, or just going to get, unfortunately, I think Buson is just going to literally pull him in and go past him. Mike's not afraid to send it when he needs to. So he's going to have to be careful, and all the while the gap is opening up now, nearly 2 seconds out to Kiriakopoulos. Mike's going to send it. I don't know when. If he can get a good exit here, I think he's going to have a good old go. And here he goes on this run down into turn 11. What is Buson going to do? He lifted a little bit. Hanoi tries to take defense the inside line. That gives him, of course, a slower exit out. Here he goes again now. Buson on the gas. He's got to be looking at trying to do something here because Hanoi is either clearly being held up by Sheen or is holding Buson up, because all the while Kiriakopoulos is getting away and is now 2.2 seconds down the road. Sheen here is just going on his business. Here is Tolman in the background. This is going to be a 4-way battle very shortly, and all the while these guys are fighting. They're holding each other up. They're allowing other people to come into the mix. There is Tolman in the background. We said Tolman away from Sheen was about nearly 1.2. It's less than that now. It's about 1.4 to Stefan Sheen in front, and it's only 0.74 to Mike Buson. So Tolman is definitely on a charge here, but all the while Eric Hanoi in the middle of this pack has got to make a decision with 17 minutes remaining. He either looks at trying to take this away. He's got to be looking at taking this away. There's another battle going on down here as well. Paul Valesco, Nia Gluskic and Glenn Christensen. They're on these guys. Liliorde is only 1.6 back from Williams, so we'll keep an eye on that one at the same time. And then we've got David Rolliston down in 11th. Rolliston went off track. That's why he's gone out of the order. David Rolliston went off track. And here it is. Turn 11. Turn 11. Oh, Rolliston there gets overtaken by Williams, overtaken by Liliorde. Has now put himself down into 11th place. So there you go. But here is Tolman now. He is tucked up right behind Buson, who's tucked up right behind Hanoi, who is there behind Sheen as these guys race down into turn 1. Tolman goes in a little bit hot there. Gets the little Radical SR8 on a little bit of a slide as he heads around turn 3. So let's see how this one materializes. Another man. Tolman in an SR10. I don't know. He did something. Don't even get me stuck. No, Colin, stop it. Stop it. He can't go there again. As he's going now with Tolman, Busoy, and Hanoi and Sheen. And then further back from that, we've got Valesco, Gluskic, and Christensen. I will keep an eye on all fronts. Sheen has closed the gap down to Kiriakopoulos down to 2 seconds, but we have only got 15 minutes remaining here at Circuit Park Zolder in the Netherlands. And we're on there tracking the battle between this man, Stefan Sheen, and Eric Hanoi. Kiriakopoulos' gap is coming down. It's 1.9 now. And closing before this train of cars can catch up. It's almost like a draft train. Nobody's really making big improvements on each other. You know, we thought Hanoi was going to send it early on Sheen, and I definitely thought he had the room, and he didn't. And then I thought that maybe Buson was going to come by and put himself into the mix as well, which he is, but it's not really. He's got in that area that is not really making that much of a difference on the gap in front, because it is just one toe in the other. 0.43, 0.22, 0.3. Well, they're all out at 0.4 to 0.3. So nobody is really making a massive difference on himself, apart from this man at the back who's closed the gap up. But here the gap all closes all the way round as these guys are racing out of turn 3 up over the hill in 4. Look at this. Gluskig, Christensen and Valesco. These guys are locked in as well. They are coming round to lap. Alex Roggenbach is back on track. He is back on track. Is Alex down in 12th place. Not far off from being lapped, unfortunately. But there you go. This is the battle in the middle of the field for 6th place. Valesco, Gluskig and Christensen. Held currently by Valesco. He's going on lap 11 with 13 minutes remaining. As I say, hope everybody is here having a wonderful evening and enjoying yourself. Remind me, James, is there a pit stop in the sprint? No, there isn't. It's just straight off. I don't know if Rollenbach there. I don't know what the situation was. He just seemed to have disappeared. He looked like he stopped and pulled himself back to the pits, but he's jumped to the pits here again. So I don't know if Alex has got an issue. Look, there he goes. Just let the leaders by. So I think that's the situation down there with him as well. But here is Christensen now. Can he send it on the inside of Gluskig in front of him? Liliorde has cleared Williams. Let's have a look and see how that one panned out here. There is Williams. There is Liliorde on the blue car. Oh, the door was left as wide as it could be. Liliorde just took it and said, thank you very much. So there you go. But no, definitely no pit stop as we're running up over the hill of turn 5. Again, do you see what I mean about this draft pocket? That nobody seems to be really making a massive difference because they're almost like in stale air. They're like pulling each other along and nobody's really going anywhere. But nobody's making any advances. And it's the same here in this battle. Is they're just pulling each other along, but nobody is really going anywhere particular. And then they all get into the gap of about half a second, like Brousson and Tolman are, and nobody goes anywhere. It's really bizarre at the moment that the draft is either hitting, is coming over the top of Brousson's car and is hitting Tolman right in the face, therefore slowing him down, because if he gets below half a second, he moves a little bit further forward, but if he gets out to half a second, it just doesn't go anywhere. Nice couple of little group battles going on. Yeah, we got this one here and then a battle for 6th here as well. Gluskig and Valesco as these guys come down the start-finish straight now. This is surely got to be Gluskig to take the Valesco Defensi inside line. Oh, he's not going to go round. He's not going to try and go around the outside, is he? No, didn't make it round the outside line. There as these guys come into turn 3. I would like to point out, though, that there is a secret sniper in the race currently. He's on his way back through, and he's just popping over the hill in the background. And that is Anders Liliorde from Team Vikings. He's closed the gap up to these guys to 2.1 seconds, 2 seconds nearly now. So he is definitely going to be here or thereabouts within the next couple of laps. It's definitely going to be worth keeping an eye on him. Glenn Christensen there looked like a lot quicker round that corner, round turn 7 and 8 than Gluskig did. And I think it's going to be interesting to see how this one materializes. But for now, Stefan Sheen, Eric Hanoi, Brousson and Tolman are still in that same places. It's going to take an incident. I got a funny feeling that somebody's going to either have to, as the words of Max Verstappen, just going to have to send it. They're not making differences. Look at the gaps. They're just dragging each other along. And it's like the draft's going over the front of the radical and smacking the person behind, cleaning the chops because they're just not going anywhere. Dennis Kiragopoulos just done a 1:30.21 there. He's the quickest man on track out currently and opened his gap up to 2.5. But it's the same here. Once you pull out, it kind of almost just stops you and you just are not making it. They've got 9 minutes. The only one that's really closing up is Liliorde, but I don't know if that's because Liliode is not within that time limit yet. It'll be interesting to see when he gets out to this gap what he's going to be able to do. Can he start closing the guys down? He did a second faster over the last lap, so he's definitely going to be there or thereabouts, and I don't know how long he's going to hang around in the draft for. I think he's just going to be looking at trying to clear on and make as many positions as possible. But Christensen does look quick, I'm not going to lie at this moment in time, and he's looking a little bit more sort of far. Oh, Velasco blinking, that's not going to help. He's looking a little bit quicker. There's the gap, there's the gap, there's the gap. Oh no! On board with Glenn Christensen as he goes round. Oh, that was just too much speed. He carried too much speed in. Had to hit the brake. And unfortunately for him, as he did hit the brake, that sent him around, unfortunately for Glenn Christensen there. So he's now dropped down behind, and as Liliode. But he has got the opportunity of catching him up. He's got about 8.5 minutes. There is Williams and Rolleston in the background. They're going to be looking spicy within the next few laps. But here is Gluskic and Liliode. Liliode just pulls out. And why can't others do this? This is what I don't understand. Don't get me wrong, Gluskic's left the biggest door open I've ever seen. And if I was a burglar, I'd come and rob his house about now, because the door is just wide open. But Liliode is just basically made his way through the field. Yeah, Liliode is absolutely flying currently. Don't forget, he was battling up in second and third at the beginning, didn't he? He had his spin, and fortunately for him, he just didn't go. He just spun and he's put him all the way down the back of the field. He's battled his way back to 7th. So I think it's going to be too late to catch the guys in front. There's 16 seconds to the back of Tolman. Don't get me wrong, his last lap, no, nothing in it. So I don't think he's going to climb any higher than 6th place on Paul Valesco when he gets up to him, which I'm expecting it to be very, very shortly. Kira Goblis is just off down the road. He's 2.8 seconds back. See, they've not made that difference now. And this is what we were talking about earlier on, where they're not really closing the gaps here in Zandvoort like the draft would pay an effect. Like now, you know, Sheen has got Hanoi 0.37, 334, but he just can't get close enough to be looking to make that move into where he needs to. You see, the Sheen is quick over a certain sector, and there is Liliode making another place back up again. He's now got 17.8 seconds out to the guys in front of him, so that would be an interesting one there on what he's going to do. Here is Williams and Rolleston. There's a couple of battles, as you say, picking up now. We've got 2nd and 3rd. Then 6th and 7th. That's the Liliode Valesco battle. I'm expecting that one to fizzle out as Liliode does start getting on his bike as we come into 6 minutes remaining. He's not going to get close enough, guys. He's 17 seconds back. And don't forget, he's pushed it like an absolute trooper over the last couple of laps to try and catch up with these guys. No, they're not, and they're not close, because Stephen Sheen, Eric Hanoi have opened up nearly a second gap out to Buson, who has opened up 1.3 seconds back to Tolman. So there's now going out to over 2.4 seconds between Tolman and Sheen now. So Sheen is looking almost like he's got one less person to worry about. Here we've got Kiriakopoulos going around the last corner, going off down the start finish straight, currently on a 130, 132.65. Thought he might get 4 more laps. We'll have to see how the time pans out here on track currently at the moment. It's just not going there, is it? Tyres would be knackered in an SR10 by now. Yeah. The tyre wear in the SR10. When I've survived the race long enough is a different story. And I'll say that innocently, like when I've survived the race long enough, because I normally, the other day, as I say, I did 15 laps in the SR10, did the same thing over and over again, managed to stop the car, go to do the same thing on lap 16 and spin the thing into the wall. And I was just like, done, forget it. Can't do it. Cannot do it anymore. Valesco and Gluskic are back together after Liliode just separated them like a hot knife through butter and has now gone past the both of them. Christensen has dropped back a little bit. He's now 2.6 seconds. He has got a 2.1 gap over Williams, who's got Rolliston up behind him at half a second currently at the moment as well. So we're going to have to see how this one pans out. But there is Stefan Sheen. He is in second place. There he is with Eric Hanoi tucked up right behind him. Williams and Rolliston now is also another gap that has come down. That's come down to 0.38. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one materialises. With literally, I think, about another 3 laps remaining. Williams got the door wide open there. He needs to be a lot closer and tighter if he can. Take the Rolliston line as he's rushing down into turn 11. Right-hander. He's just got to keep it on track, really. Everybody scores points, don't forget. Down into 20th, if I'm not mistaken. So if they go round in a 0x, which... no, there is a few that depend. I don't think there's been any contact because I don't show, unfortunately, contact. I just show off tracks. But even down, where is it? Alex Roggenbach in 12th. He still scores 19 points. Currently got 0x as well, so that would be an extra 5. So he scores 24 points as Rolliston and Williams are getting rather tasty as they're going up round turn 3. Oh, Rollo's run a little bit deep there. He ran deep, the gap's back out to 1.03 of a second. Is that the breathing space that Williams needed to make sure that Rolliston does not take that 11th place away? Velasco, however, needs the breathing space because he's got Gluskick about 0.3 back at the moment. So this is going to be an interesting one to see as we're coming into the last couple of laps. Been a very clean race. Yeah, it has. We've only had... literally, Liddy Orde off track and David Rolliston, and obviously the incident with Glenn Christensen. That's basically been it for the last half an hour, so that's absolutely incredible from these guys. Rollo's got the time back down again on Williams, currently down at 0.67. There he is there, and there is David Rolliston. Mike Bousson now just pings in the fastest lap of the race on a 1:30.135. Niad's got to do something. Niad has got to do something, and this has got to be his opportunity. Look how close he is. This has got to be it. Velasco goes defensive early. Really, really early, but Roggenbach's in the way. The back marker of Roggenbach is in the way. They're going to be going past him now. There they go. Oh, contact. Gluskick, Velasco. Oh, Gluskick's got the inside run up round 2. Velasco's got the run into... there we go. Gluskick's got it into 3, sorry. Velasco trying to run the outside line. There's no room. There's contact. No room. No. No. Christensen come off worse. How is that even remotely fair? Oh, poor Glenn Christensen. It wasn't even his fight. It wasn't his fault. And the cars come together and Christian is in the barrier. No. You can see it here. The guys in front go off. Look, they're off the track. Come back on. We thought he was clear, and Velasco just straight in. I am lost for words. One man could not even be involved in an incident that took place in front of him, and unfortunately got taken out as well. That just drives me insane. Poor Glenn Christensen was flying along, didn't have nothing to do with that move at all, but Rolliston cleared Williams here, and there is the battered looking Velasco car. Currently dropping down the order in 9th place. Last lap of the race there, you can see it there. He's waving. But let's have a look at the Rolliston and past Williams. Oh, Williams went in a little bit hot. Going round turn 10, left the door wide open. And Rolliston really kind of forces his way through. Bousson's crashed! Bousson's crashed! What has happened to Mike Bousson? Oh, he's hit Hanoi! He's hit Hanoi! There is Hanoi on the side of the road! Oh no! Eric Hanoi, tag from Buson. Kiriakopoulos comes along, takes the victory there. Stefan Sheen in second, Tolman third. Buson in fourth. Hanoi in a very sick-looking Radical in fifth. Liliode batting his way back up into seventh place currently at the moment. There is Liliode as he comes across the line. Gluskick here in seventh place. He is coming across the line as well. But look at the Rolliston and Williams battle. There they go. There goes going all the way down to the line. Rolliston takes it in eighth. Williams in ninth. Here is Paul Valesco in 10th place. Glenn was doing so good. Oh, I know. Here is Christensen there. He manages to get the car out the barrier, but it's got to be gutted. I would be absolutely gutted. He drove an absolute flawless race, and yeah, absolutely such a shame for Glenn Christensen because he did such an amazing job as well. Yeah, just such a shame for for Glenn Christensen. Absolutely gutted for him. So there you go. That brings us to the end of the race. Here in the Radical Sprints, we'll see who jumps in the interview box for a chat, and then we'll have a quick chat with them. But yeah, poor Glenn Christensen. Weird not letting Hanoi get his place back. Yeah, not really sure how that all materialised. It looked like on board that Buson just went in here. He's going round turn 9. He literally must have touched him by nothing. It cannot have been anything that he literally had hit Eric Hanoi by, because it was just... Let's go on the nose here with Mike. It literally goes up into 8. What? Where was it? If it was there, it was the smallest amounts of contact there. Unbelievable. Right, we've got Marco Tolman is sitting in the waiting room for a quick chat as well. So let's have a chat with Marco. Marco, how are you, young sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm always good, mate. I get to spend my Friday evenings with you guys. What more could I ask for?
I guess not much.
Exactly. I don't want much, mate. I'm a fairly easily pleased man. Just give me good racing. That was good, wasn't it? You know, you were in the position behind Buson, Hanoi, and Sheen. The gap had opened it up, and unfortunately, Buson and Hanoi come to contact. And you come through and took the podium. Easy, really?
Yeah, really lucky for me. Yeah, I didn't have the pace of the guys that were in front of me. So near the end, I figured I'd just take it easy a little bit, try to take it home, not make a mistake. And yeah, I was lucky that they touched, I think. I'm not sure what happened. But,
well, we're having this debate in chat about now because we can't really quite decide in YouTube what actually happened. We think it was netcode because the contact was minor. Like, if there was any, I went on the nose with Mike Buson, and if there was any, it was very, very small indeed. So we think it may have been a little bit of netcode. So, yeah. So there we go, unfortunately, for that one. But good race overall for you.
Yeah, good for me.
Podium spot, you know?
Exactly.
40 points. How many X's did you have? Do you have 0x?
I had 0x, yeah.
Oh, well, 45 points for you.
Yeah, not too bad, eh?
Not too shabby, my dear son. You know what I mean? But look, dude, it was good. You don't know what I mean? It was good. Look, it was a good race, mate. You thoroughly enjoyed yourself. You kept up with the guys in front of you. They come to contact. You stuck through. Pure opportunist move. Took third place. Why not? Right? Overall.
It's part of racing, isn't it?
Yeah, it happens, mate. And none of us like netcode in general. So, you know. Look, we're moving on to Road America.
Mm-hmm.
How are you with there?
I quite like that track. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, I don't think I'll be the quickest there, but maybe I can pull the same thing off. Just be consistent enough and see if I can take advantage of any unfortunate incident.
Yeah, of course. Why not? At the end of the day, pick it up where
Yeah,
you can.
exactly.
But there you go, Marco. Thank you so much for joining me, young sir, and I'll see you next Friday for Road America.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Right, let's pull in Stefan Sheen, who finished in second place. Stefan, welcome into the booth.
Yeah, thank you.
Second place, young man.
Yes, I'm really happy. I didn't expect it.
Well, you had a good old fight there at one point with Mr. Hanoi Buson and Marco Tolman, didn't you?
Yeah. I drove for my life, I think.
Drove for your life.
Yeah, that was hard. I managed to keep up with Dennis, but at least I decided that I needed to keep this second place. But that was really, really hard and really good, really fun. So, yeah.
It was definitely a tough one, mate. I'm not going to lie, because it looked like at one point Eric could have got you down in turn one. The gap, it looked like it from my point of view, but then again, maybe I was in the wrong camera angle. And I did say that the door was open. There was a little bit of a gap that if Eric had decided that he wanted to push his nose right on in there, he could have had a good old go. But I think he may not have been he may have been just a little bit too far back, really. If he sent it, it would have been a send and a half. Do you know what I mean?
Dive bomb.
Yeah, he would have purely dived by. I thought he was going to get.
But I gave him space. I know what lap it was, and I gave him space. But
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, it was really cool, really good fighting, and really cool.
Yeah, definitely, mate. We're going on to Road America next week, mate. Favorite track?
Maybe if my family allow it, I will do it. But I'm not sure. I have vacation in the next 3 weeks, so let's see. I hope so.
I hope so too. Well, congratulations on your second place, Stefan, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries at all. Take care.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Right, Gaming Gamer 02. Hey James, just popping in. How was the race? The race was very clean until about the last couple of laps, and then it kind of had its little bit of a wiggles, and unfortunately people made moves, and a few incidents appeared. Right, let's get in our victor for this race, Mr. Dennis Kiriakopoulos, once again takes the victory in round 8 in Zandvoort. First off, Dennis, congratulations.
Yes, James, thank you very much.
Well, that was easy, wasn't
it? It might appear so, but this track, you know how it is. A slight mistake, it happens really quickly, and you're out. And I was watching behind me on the time, and P4 or P5 was just 2 seconds away. So I knew that a small mistake, losing a 3, 4, 5 seconds, it would mean race ruined for me. So I was all the race under pressure of making a mistake. I knew that the race was only I could lose it only with a mistake from me.
Yeah. Dude, you've done a stellar job. Do you know what I mean? You opened up the gap. You took the victory by 4 seconds in the end. You know, it was helped by Anders Lilliode, who unfortunately spun out. And he went all the way down to the back of the field. But however, he did manage to battle his way back to 6th. So that was an absolute stellar drive. But from our point of view, you know, is it just concentration for 30 minutes? Is that what you've got to do to take that victory? Because
I think
as you say, one slip up and it's all gone wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, that was it. And I did a couple of excellent laps in qualifying, took pole, and I knew that from there it was difficult for the others to overtake. So if I had a similar pace, I could do it. I opened a little gap, I think 2 seconds, and then I was managing the gap. I wasn't pushing as much as I could because there was no point. And I could see that behind they were battling, so I was thinking that's good for me. And from there, I just focused on keeping that 2 seconds gap.
Yeah, definitely. It unfortunately ended up with Mike Buson and Eric Hanoi come into contact. We think it was actually more netcode because I didn't see the contact off the nose of Mike Buson at all. So they guys unfortunately had contact. But Stefan Sheen then dropped, as I say, finished about 4 seconds back. But we go into Road America next week. Dennis, what are we expecting from you?
So in Road America, unfortunately, I can only race the endurance and not the sprint, like I told you last week.
Yeah.
I still don't have the message from my mom, though. We'll see. It's my second Joker, so let's hope it doesn't hurt too much on the championship.
Okay, well, congratulations, Dennis, on your victory tonight. And we'll see you next Sunday if we don't see you on Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
Take care.
Thank you very much, James.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right, there you go, guys. Here are the final results. Dennis Kyrgiakopoulos is your victor here. Stefan Sheen is in second place. Margot Tolman in third. Mike Buson in fourth. Eric Hanoi fifth. Anders Liliorde in sixth. Nia Gluskic in seventh. David Rolliston in eighth. Rob Williams in ninth. There. Paul Velasco in 10th place. Glenn Christensen finishes down in 11th, and Alex Rogerbuck had it was a bit of a bizarre thing. It'd be interesting to see if I can message him in chat and see if we can not have a chat with him tonight, but try and catch up with some of the information about that, because he was in and out of the pits. He's jumped in. It was a bit of a strange one, so maybe he was having hardware failure. He finished down in 12th place, 5 laps down. So there you go, guys. Another evening of absolutely epic, great racing here from the FBL community. As always, I didn't realise I'd looked so shiny. There we go. Let's turn the light down a little bit. As always, don't forget, if you are here or if you are watching it back on Watchback, please subscribe. Hit the bells for all the notifications as well. And don't forget to give the video a big old thumbs up. Because, the more thumbs up and likes we get, the absolutely amazing. More people will see us and we'll all become famous and we'll all be able to go home and go, look, Mum, I'm on the telly. But there you go. But that is it, guys. That rounds out tonight's race. Thank you so much to everybody that's joined in with me this evening. Mateus, welcome in. As always, thank you so much for being here. Colin Wynn, keeping me active throughout the race. Joachim, Ola Braden, he's been driving a killer race, been spotting for him. Yeah, Joachim has done... Glenn has done amazing. Please tell him I am deeply apologetic, even though I wasn't even there. Ola Brandon there, thank you so much for joining me as well. Much appreciated to all you guys. Sandro jumping in earlier on as well. Absolutely incredible. I'm on the telly. Yeah, you'd be like, hey, Rob, I'm on the telly. Oh dear. So there you go, guys. That rounds out for me. Now all that's left for me to say is, as always, you take care. Have a great week. And you never know, I might see you on the track sometime. Not